is God, is the Spirit a subdivision of God himself, or was there an external source? We don't really know. That's just something you'd have to experience for yourself. However, that it is true that a person is some kind of immortal sort of Buddhist sort of hybrid concept of like Hinduism, with like, some kind of non-material entity, okay? So when you talk about materialism, materialism just believes that the person is confronting life in relationship to his physical body, okay? Individualism is actually, this is a gradient of individualism. Because this is really misunderstood by people, and it's actually little harmonies based on the materialism aspect. So, a person just believes, I'm a one-life animal, I'm a brick, okay? That's what he believes. Like, typical SV person or something. So they think, whatever they think. Yeah, actually, that's not totally true. But basically, the more physical you are, the less of the universe you have a relationship with, okay? Because there's less and less magic, and there's less and less potential for freedom and communication. But the fathers of America were actually Freemasons. They didn't believe in Christianity at all. So what they believed in was that there's a supreme being, and it might be you. You might be your own supreme being. In fact, that's pretty much what they thought. Also, or it could have been, there's another version of supreme being where it is another entity, like a Christian deity, and he gave you existence and like a power of choice and all that kind of stuff. So why am I talking about this? Because that is individualism. That is individualism. Real individualism is the fact that you were who you are before you came to play in this game on Earth, okay? You've always been who you are, and you always will be who you are, okay? This is the origins of spirituality, and actually is the origins of religion, okay? It's that you are who you are, and you always will be. So, in real individualism, we just say, okay, you are who you are, and so basically you're fundamentally a spirit, and you're interacting with the material universe, right? And you're here to learn stuff, and your creator is really, the supreme being, and that would be sort of like the concept of the ultimate freedom. So that is actually, anarchy is a symbol for the supreme being, okay? And that anarchy is a symbol for freedom or liberty, okay? Liberty is a symbol for the unlimited potential, which is you. You are your own deity or your own creator. But when you have to minimize yourself in order to play this game of the physical. And so when you minimize the supreme being, you have the creation of the spirit. Okay, that's the individual, is a minimization of the supreme being. Okay, and then you interact with the material. Okay, but the concept of freedom is because it is very important, because you need to consider that there is something else other than the material plane. The concept of freedom is a reminder that one is playing a game temporarily, and that he can actually play other games. There are other games, and that but in this world it's just a hypnotic fucking trance on the individual as far as what he actually thinks he is. Okay, so true individualism is actually spiritualism. Okay, that's actually what America was founded on. Okay? This is... I think most people could kind of understand this, but, you know, you will get people who think, oh, this is a Judeo-Christian sort of thing. It is not. Not at all. Okay, all right. Yeah, so, but I was going to say this, is that anarchy itself is not actually necessary as an end product. It's a concept of, you just need the concept of freedom. And as people move together in activities that they decide upon, so they want to dig a ditch, and they agree, okay, let's dig this ditch, they have that mandate to dig the ditch. And when the ditch is dug, okay, they can go back to being an individual. And they had a mandate to be part of that group. During the time of that group, they had a minarchy. Okay, and the reason why is because there was an agreement to dig that ditch, and that they would not leave until that ditch was digged. Okay, so that's all minarchy is, and that's the highest form of minarchy, is that you form a group for a particular task, and then you disband the group when that task is done. Okay, and that's all government is. It's like, hey guys, let's plant some trees. Okay, let's all get together. What's our mandate? Okay, we're going to plant some trees. Now, once the trees are planted, you disband that group, and you go back to being an individual, a spirit, interacting with the material universe. And yeah, where we go wrong is like once we made a mandate and we formed a little group, and then nobody wanted to disband it, and that became the government. Okay, so that's not really the way to go. But anyways, okay. So anyway, anarchy is just it's very important because to maintain minarchy, you have to maintain the concept of anarchy and teach this in freedom. You have to teach liberty to your children, and you have to constantly be pushing this individualistic liberty concept. And as people form groups, they actually are forming minarchies, but they have to understand this concept in order to disband the groups once the task is completed. So I'll do a video about this. I'll try and explain this better later on. Thank you. Let me know what you think. Have a good day. It's very rainy.